our next caller?
As far as numbers are concerned,
Yeah.
that was a stretch and a segue, but okay.
I was trying.
Let's try Dean one more time and see if he's still on the line with us. Dean, can you hear us?
I can hear you guys.
There you are. Hello, welcome to the show.
What's going on? So, first point I'd like to make is February 12th, Darwin Day, 2022. Dean Meadows, Eric Murphy, Ohio State University. Does the Christian God exist?
Damn straight.
Absolutely, that's
We got to make an
happening.
ad for it.
Looking forward to that.
So hold on, Dean. Where is it again?
The Ohio State University.
Oh, the Ohio State University, you say? What date?
Yes. Darwin Day, February 12th, 2022.
February 12th of 2022, you and I are going to debate at Ohio State University?
This sounds like the first time Eric's hearing about it.
My goodness. So that means that it's enough time for people to, say, schedule a vacation and book a plane ticket while it's still cheap.
There you go.
I think it's
a free admission. It's at the U.S. What is it? It's the U.S. I believe it's called the U.S. Cellular Theater at Ohio State University. Holds 300 people. And
all right,
we're looking to fill it up and have a really good conversation.
My last debate with David Wood was pretty packed. I'm really, really excited to see if we can pack out this theater and require larger theaters in the future.
Well, if y'all think that listening to Eric and Dean talk is worth taking a vacation in Columbus, Ohio, you know where to now.
The private metropolis of Columbus.
Hey, they have a gay bar. It's fine. All right, you guys. Dean, what can we help you with today?
So my question is actually, aside of the cheap, shameless plug, is for V.
Yeah.
And what's your opinion on this? Because I've got no idea in this area. You're the resident expert on sex, gender, and identity. So
I had a show about that at one point. Yeah, go ahead.
There you go. So my question is, recently, and I don't know if you've seen it or not, but recently in England, there is a social media influencer
Yep.
that came out as transracial.
Yep,
So
I've seen him.
Right. So my question is, like, where does that play or stack, or however you want to, word it, in the trans movement? Is it something that's actually viable, or is this something that probably should not be promoted, endorsed, however you want to describe it?
Yeah. Thanks to this person, this is a conversation that is being had frequently. And I, instead of trying to answer it all right here, I would suggest everybody go check out T1J's article, YouTube video on it. He put one out just a couple of weeks ago. It's really good. And it talks about the differences and it talks about his perspectives on it. And essentially the bottom line, which I agree with, is that saying that being transgender will lead to people being transracial is like saying that somebody who is left-handed will lead to more people with sleep apnea. They're different things, and just because one exists doesn't necessarily mean that the other does. The fact that we're trying to equate them just because that trans label is in there, it really doesn't reflect the reality of the situation. So I'm not going to pass judgment on this person. I don't know who they are personally. I know of them. I know what they're doing. Personally, it makes me feel kind of icky, but again, that sometimes things that make us feel icky are not actually bad. I would also defer to people of different racial identities who are, being impacted by this. I just know that there is no inherent connection between the two, and saying that one exists does not automatically mean the other one does.
Right, and I would, just in general, without not knowing the deep dive stuff on these types of issues, would agree with you that it doesn't seem like one would lead to the other. I guess my question would be, just as an inquiring mind, is there any, I guess, how would you, if someone, not that I would use it as an argument, but if your fundamentalist Christian came to you and asked you, okay, so what is different about the argument for, say, transgenderism as opposed to transracialism? Why couldn't the same rules apply for one as it applies for the other? How would you respond to that? Because I can see that that's probably going to happen if it hasn't already happened.
It has, and I honestly don't have a good answer for a conservative Christian who probably knows next to nothing about race or gender. I think that before we can start having these kinds of conversations, we need to actually sit down and educate people beyond like a fourth grade understanding of biology and sociology.
Right.
And I think that has to come first, because if we try and condense these complicated conversations into stuff that 8-year-olds can understand, that's not the best way to do things, right? Just because somebody doesn't understand what gender is or what creates different racial identities, just because someone doesn't grasp that doesn't mean we have to play down to that level, right? They have to get up to a point where they understand these nuances and these differences. And I can say I don't even fully understand all of it. So I would not be the right person to have that conversation. But what I would do is say, check out T1J's channel, because he has a great video on at least broaching that subject.
What's the name of the channel?
T1J. I'll link it in the video description as well. It's pretty good.
Okay. Well, awesome. That's all I have. Once again, great show. Really appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Can't wait to see you guys in Columbus in February or Austin sooner.
Sounds good to me. Thanks, Dean.
Take care, brother.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Okay. They're going to be getting dropped out so we can have time for live chats.
Okay. Sounds good.